Hey everyone, I'm on a little bit of a time crunch here, but let's see if we can do a quick review of Catwoman issue number 12. Really nice cover here. They've got a really consistent art style going. I noticed it's Joella Jones writing still, and it always annoys me when they do this, but they put the stupid Krypton stuff. They put the credits in the very back. I never know where to find them because comic books put them different places sometimes. But Joella Jones is still writing, but it's Fernando Blanco and Hugo Petras doing the pencils. But there's always, like, I didn't notice there were two different artists. They've done a very good job, I think, of Joella Jones seems to have a very specific style, and then whoever she gets to fill in on art for her, or maybe it's not a fill-in at this point. I don't even know if she does any of her own art anymore, which is fine. I don't mean that as a criticism. It's okay to just be a writer. But what am I trying to say? The artists that she gets on the book tend to very much stick to that style. I'm not crazy, am I? Like, she did do her own art in, like, the early issues, right? Am I crazy? I don't know. Anyway, well, I mean, I know I'm crazy, but yeah, in that specific case. Anyway, we start out with a police chase. I feel like this was an issue. This is issue 12, which is a multiple of both 3, 6, and 12. So I expected this to be a wrap up of the storyline, but it's just a continuation. There's no conclusion here. I feel like storylines in comics tend to end with a third issue, a fourth issue, or a 12th issue, and that just makes it easier for trade paperbacks. Because, obviously a month is, a year is divisible evenly by either 12, obviously. 12 months is a year, 4 months is a third of a year, and 3 months is a quarter of a year, and then 2 months and 1 month are just usually too short for a trade. But yeah, this doesn't really wrap up anything. But I'm re-looking at this art, and I'm actually appreciating it a lot more than I did the first time. Not that I didn't, but just the glowing lights in the background. We got a police chase here. Her car is swerving heavily, so you see the tail of the headlights. Rather than the head of the taillights, I guess. And the windshield is cracked. She's driving her friend here. They're trying to escape the police. You can see the glowing lights of the police in the back, and the reflection in Selina's eye of the no trespassing sign she's about to plow into. Again, just the lighting and the colorist did a very good job here. Obviously, the artist had to have lent his skill for the colorist to be able to work off of something, but I think the colorist really shines here with just the portrayal of the light and the headlights and the police lights in the darkness, the reflection of the eye. This is some good stuff. So Selina, I don't remember what's going on here from the previous issues. It's all been kind of confusing and whatever for me, but she's with her friend, and they are trying to escape the police in a police car. Yeah, this art is fantastic. The coloring is great. I'm going to say this like 100 times. But, of course, the best thing for a person to do is waste the police's time by, causing them to get in wrecks, because, the good people in the force, the police force, they deserve to be treated this way and hurt and have their resources wasted, which actually goes back to the taxpayers. I'm starting to not like Catwoman, but I mean, she's a thief, so I probably should have seen that coming. Anyway, she's got some relic, and she doesn't know what to do with it, so she takes it to an expert, and he says it's like half of a map, but there's another half of the map. This is getting into some weird Indiana Jones stuff. Like, I don't know how this statue is like half of a map, but apparently there's another statue that you put with it, and it makes it a map, even though it doesn't look like a map. I don't know. So instead of taking care of her, I don't know if this girl is actually her sister or her not really sister, but instead of taking care of her, she's gallivanting off stealing things because she is a bad person. She's wearing purple. I like that. I like the. They used to have Catwoman back in the old issues. Her suit used to be purple, which makes no sense for a Catwoman to have a purple costume, except for, how color worked in those issues. You couldn't get like a good black, and so purple was a good kind of, whatever. But kind of implementing that as a color she would wear around the house, I do like that. So they get information, and they're going to steal the other half of the map, which is another statue, which doesn't make any sense. But she goes and she meets this guy who's good at forgeries, and she's apparently got some interest in him of some kind. She's a thief and a deviant of some type, so who knows what kind of interest that is. She might just be trying to manipulate him. And we kind of cut to this weird villain who's been the villain of the entire book so far, who has no nose. She's like a mafiosa or something, with her zombie kid who was resurrected, who was kind of killed due to Selena Kyle's just troublemaking. He accidentally gets killed. And I don't know who's being interviewed here. I feel like it's this kid, but no. It's like his mom or something. Yeah, that's what's going on. So we cut back to the police chase. Again, great coloring, great art. And meanwhile, we've got a whole thing where Selena... I'm not going to show all the pages in this comic. You gotta go read it for yourself. But they steal the other half of the map by Selena's, the forger that she met with earlier is pretending to be her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and they trip and knock over the real one and then quickly replace it with his fake, and they pocket the real one and go on their way. Meanwhile, the guy who was in the car chase with her, there's like no indication of like time here. Like we're in a car chase here, but then she's stealing something here, and I don't know when something is starting, when something is ended, and then the kid gets into a van, and I think he willingly goes into the back of the van in order to see if there's anything worth stealing, and then they lock him in not knowing that he's there. The security team does. I mean, maybe they pushed him in? I don't know. It's unclear on what's going on. And then we're back to the car chase again. And they got to hide the police car. Selena wants to hide the police car. She finally gets back. She's got the mask. However time works in this comic, I'm so confused. But however... Oh, you know what? I think the car chase is in the present. And I think the stealing and all of that are flashbacks to the past, directly before the car chase. I think that's what's going on. I was so confused when I was reading this. But she gets back to her sister, and her sister has had an accident in her pants, which indicates that the woman who I believe is her friend's aunt is the one who is taking care of her, because Selena's too busy stealing other people's things to actually, take care of her sister or, do something productive and useful with her life. Instead, she's just got to steal things from other people. But since her sister had an accident, that indicates that something happened to this guy's aunt. Otherwise, she would have been there to help her sister. This is such a confusing thing. I wish I remembered these people's names. But we find out that she was kidnapped, which we already knew from a few pages ago with that lady without a nose interrogating someone, that turns out to be this guy's aunt. And I'm all confused and nothing is resolved, but we're going to keep going, I guess, because there's a map and some statues, and I don't know. So, I mean, great art in this issue. To be honest, I haven't been a really big fan of the Catwoman book. I keep picking it up because I like Catwoman, or at least I think I do. But I'm gonna get in trouble here, but I feel like some books can be good and just not be for me. And I feel like a lot of times, Zach has talked about this on his channel, not to steal from him, but I think a lot of times the tendency, not all women, right? But I feel like there's a tendency for men and women to be interested in different things. And this book feels like it was written by a woman, which it was. And whether on purpose or not, I feel like it is written for women. Instead of focus on colorful action and flashy stuff, like a Batman book would normally be, it's focused on just this convoluted, interrelational, twisted story of stuff. And then the evil villain is ugly, and so you're not supposed to like her. And it just feels very not really up my alley. But again, the coloring's really good. It's not a bad issue. It's not a bad book. It's a good book. It's just I get confused reading it. I don't know what's going on. There's so much focus on this internal drama as opposed to just, get to the action, get to the next part. I'm probably not communicating that well, but anyway, what do I want to? What sticker do we deserve for this one? I would normally give this a yellow, and so I am going to do that. Boop, but it deserves a. Does the art really raise it up from a yellow though? I don't think so. This is a straight up yellow. Straight up yellow. Art is the best part of this. And the story is okay, not my style, but it is what it is. But let me know what you think. And if you like what you saw here, again, go pick it up for yourself. You can read it word by word, panel by panel, and page by page. Support your local comic shop. If you don't know where your local comic shop is or what your local comic shop is, you can, look it up online. Do a quick Google search, Bing search, DuckDuckGo search, and find one nearby. If you don't have one nearby, you can... there are shops online that will ship to you, and so look into those. Or if you like reading digitally, there's always Comixology and or Amazon. And support what you like, support the creators you like, support the books you like. These are the things that feed into the movies that we all like to watch and the cartoons that we all like to watch. It all comes from the comics. They're where things originate. They're where the stories and the characters come from. They're producing the content that the movies and the cartoons can base themselves off of. So that's all I have to say here. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video as my comic keeps going sideways. Anyway, see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.